Hello, all you coin collectors out there, and welcome to the DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Today we're going to take a look at two Lincoln 1-cent coins, or penny coins, from the United States of America. And if we magnify them a little bit, we see that this one says 1958 here with a D underneath. And D stands for the Denver Mint. There were two mints that made these coins, or manufactured these coins in 1958, and that was Denver and Philadelphia. And over here we see another coin. It's a 1959, again with a D on it for Denver. At the top of both of these it says, "In God We Trust." Back behind Abraham Lincoln's torso we see it says "Liberty." And this is Abraham Lincoln facing to the right, our President Abraham Lincoln. Now, if we tip these up, oh, I just wanted to say, this is the Philadelphia one. So if you want to see the difference, there's just no mark here at all. So the Philadelphia coins in 1958 didn't put a P on them. They just left them plain. And the same thing happened in 1959. So if we flip this over, we see on the back it is one of the famous United States wheat pennies. So we have two ears of wheat, one on each side. At the top it says "E pluribus unum." Here it says 1 cent. And right in the center it says United States of America. Now these particular coins were a copper coin, and the copper was it was a bronze coin, but it was mostly copper. In fact, almost all copper. I believe there's about 3 cents worth of copper in these coins. They were first manufactured in 1909 and manufactured until 1958, these wheat cents. The only year, well, there's a couple years that they had some differences. In 1943, they made it out of steel during World War II. And from 1909 to 1917, there were some versions which didn't have the signature on the back. And by signature, what we're talking about is way, way down here, and you can't even see it on this particular coin. There are some letters, and there's a V, a D, and a B. Now, just because you can't see them doesn't mean that you have a valuable coin. It means in this case that it's really worn out. You can just barely see the V, the D, and the B. If we flip this one over, however, you may be able to get a little bit better version of it. And actually, this one is not a heck of a lot better. And if we go to this one, we see that it's 1959. But when we flip this one over, we see it's the first of the Lincoln Memorial Cents. So what the Lincoln Memorial Cents are is, this is the Lincoln Memorial on the back, the big edifice in Washington, D.C., the monument to President Abraham Lincoln. And if you go way, way deep inside, you can actually see kind of the shadow of his statue. On the better coins, you can actually see the statue way down inside in this center column. So the backs of them are quite different. So this coin in 1958, they made a ton of them because they knew they were changing over. So they made 800 million of these. They made a billion in 57, 800 million of these Ds in 58, and 252 million of the Philadelphia mints in 1958. Now, what did they do after 1958? Well, they moved on to the same kind of coin. It's still 90%, 95% copper. They both are, with tin or bronze. But they, in 1959, because it was the first year, they made 1.279 billion of the D coins and 609.7 million of the Philadelphia or P coins, but with no P on them. So essentially about 1.9 billion of these coins in 1959, their first year of issue with the Lincoln Memorial Cent on the back. Now, when we talk about the engraver, and I said the initials, so this one was engraved by Victor David Brenner. This one is the famous Frank Gasparro, who was the engraver of this coin. And Frank Gasparro's, is perhaps most famous for the back of the Eisenhower dollar with the moon and the eagle landing with the olive branch in his claws on the surface of the moon. So these are the two, Frank Gasparro, Victor David Brenner, and Wheat and Lincoln Memorial and 1958 and 1959. All right, have a great day from the DC Coin World International Coin Channel. We'd love to have you subscribe to our channel and leave any comments you might have in the comments section.